Hello everyone, Averick here. Today we'll learn how to utilize the unit play effect action within the mission editor. This will be a fairly short and quick tutorial aimed at spicing up your missions and cinematics. Let's get started. Hold on, did you see that? Oh no. We're going to start very big with the nuke. First, let's boot up the mission editor and create our basic mission. Add an armada, tank model or ship and select a unit that you own in the game. Then, optionally, change its name. This will be your player unit. Next, open the mission tab and set up the player unit in the teams list. Pick Team A. Then, let's name our mission, preferably something simple so that we can easily find it in the user missions folder. Yeah, that'll do just fine. And let's not forget to select a location for the mission. The one we see in the mission editor is used for visual representation. We do need to pick the actual location in the mission tab, as you can see. Save the mission, and now we can begin working on the actual effect. Open the Trigger/Mission Objective Navigation tab. Create a new trigger. Then, click the Properties and Trigger/Mission Objective Info button, or alternatively, press Shift+P. Select the trigger we have just created. You may optionally give it a new name. Next, create an action and select Wait, and change its value to 5. It's best to give the mission some time before playing some actions. Most of them cannot show or be activated on mission start, or they can cause some performance issues during mission loading. Then, create another action and select Unit Play Effect. Let's place an area type object somewhere on the map. I prefer to use spears, so we're going to create a spear zone. Its size should normally not matter, scale it however you like. Also, make sure to press and check Force Replication. This is important if you want to see the nuke in replays. Next, let's select it as the target for the Unit Play Effect action. Check Do Nuclear Explosion. Save the mission and let's check the effect work. Another cool thing about this effect is that it is likely bound to the maximum effects the game can actually run simultaneously, meaning you can have more than one nuclear effect playing at the same time.
The 8 nuke! The 8 nuke is real!
And one more thing, it is unfortunately impossible to trigger this effect in multiplayer. There is a server-sided check to make sure the nuke doesn't activate by other means such as the Unit Play Effect action. When an activation is detected, the server will disconnect everyone in the match. Now let's move over to specified effects. The full list of effects is normally located within a file called fx.blk that is located internally within the game client. While it is inaccessible under normal circumstances, there is a dedicated wiki page for all effects in War Thunder, and it has been recently updated. I left a link to it in the description. First, let's create a unit that will play the effect for us. Place an armada anywhere and optionally give it a new name. Next, create a new trigger and add the action Wait with the value 5, and then the action Unit Play Effect. And don't forget to set a target for the effect, a unit type for the actual armada that plays the effect, and also don't forget to add the player unit, because I just did. Even experts can make these kind of mistakes. Let's write down the name of the effect. For this tutorial, I'll go with Major_Engine_Fire. Check Attach, and our mission is ready. Let's see it and then go over the options of the Unit Play Effect action. Useful Trigger Filtered. When your trigger has a condition, it will require the unit to meet these conditions before the trigger will activate and play the list of actions. And the actions will only apply to the units that have met this condition. You will see this option in many of the actions in the mission editor. Effect_type. This lets you to either specify the effect to be played or to play a generic ground damage plus explosion effect. If you remember the gremlins from arcade battles that destroy ground units when the match takes too long, this is how they work. Loop spawn allows them to repeat the effect, and you can also set its delay randomization. Offset. Based on the unit's XYZ axis, you can change the location from which the effect will generate. Radius offset. Similar to standard offset, but instead affects the width and height radius of certain effects. Delay for objects. This lets you set a time delay in seconds for effects with an optional randomization. The left number is the minimum time until an effect will play, and the right number is the maximum time until an effect will play. Show. This option enables the effect when the action is played. If, however, you wanted to stop the effect from playing at a later time, you can simply create or copy your current unit play effect action and uncheck the show command. This will make the effect stop playing. Attach. When enabled, the effect will attach itself to the assigned unit. This is especially helpful when your unit is moving and you want the effect to play as it moves. Scale. Changes the size of the effect. However, many effects ignore this command. You'll have to test for yourself which of them work with the scale command. Do nuclear explosion. It enables, well, the nuclear explosion, as we've seen earlier in the tutorial. This option will only work with area object types and not units. Must exist. This option overrides the effects limit that ensures that this effect will play at all times regardless of the game's restrictions. Fun fact, most effects can be affected by wind. If you set up wind in your mission, then the effects will react to its direction and speed accordingly. And that's the end of this tutorial. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like this video and potentially subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to stay up to date on new content. And feel free to join the Discord server too. I will also appreciate it if you can spread this tutorial around for others to try out. Until next time, arigatou senryu, matana.